Okay, if you're a Led Zeppelin fan, and who in their right mind isn't, um, then you might appreciate this. All along, they've of course had the ancient mystic symbols and stuff, and they said John Bonham had died because of some devilly thing. He brought Aleister Crowley's old house, and they were always into the occult. And of course, a lot of the old songs have to do with Lord of the Rings or cultic meanings, and Stairway to Heaven and so, like, Jacob's Ladder of Stairway to Heaven, and a Ziggurat of Ur, and all these things, and he studied. And you know how they went to Kashmir and had all the mystic things and stuff that they had looked into. It's kind of like the Beatles went to a yogi guy, and they actually went to the Middle East and went through there. But let's look what he says about this. He comes clean about it. This girl asked about Golden Dawn Society and his involvement in the cult, and even backwards messages on albums and all the devil worshipping stuff they had talked about whenever her dad was a kid.
Your involvement in the Golden Dawn?
Oh, my involvement in the Golden Dawn is in so much as I was I was very interested actually in Eastern and Western mysticism, and I spent time reading and researching when I was younger. Um, yeah, I guess that's it. That's it. There were some very eminent characters in the Golden Dawn, and I found it very interesting to see the history of those that had been in it, and this sort of esoteric movement, and also sort of what went on, the offshoots of it, of that sort of love of all things mystical and magical, all things bright and beautiful, really.
Do you think that's why people did that thing when they played Stairway to Heaven backwards and said that you were talking about Satan?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go straight back to the Beatles here, because there was a time when somebody wrote a thesis about Paul McCartney being dead, and Paul is dead. And if you played back the records, I'm very serious. It's crazy, but if you played back the records, there was something which said Paul is dead, and so then they started to play back all manner of records, and of course we were going to be main candidates for it, and. And somebody said, oh, it says My Sweet Satan in it. And I thought, oh, gosh, it's hard enough writing the music one way around.